always gets it right. Sean's the wild card with a laugh in the night. On FolkLOOR, they banter about the latest fight. FolkLOOR podcast, stories non-stop. Entertainment gossip and tech's new crop. Loud opinions like a punk rock bop. Marcus, Jason, Sean, they never drop.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the FolkLOOR podcast. I'm your host. I'm King Ginger with Sean Voyage and Jason Farley. How's that transition down? I felt like it was pretty good this time.
It was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I'm working on it. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the FolkLOOR podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about Taylor Swift's new album that just dropped. Who's excited? Any Swifties here?
I'm so excited.
No.
I'm so excited I just can't hide it.
That was
Come
the
on.
most unexcited about anything I've ever heard. Just like, nah.
Yeah. Jason,
Jason,
you're a big fan, right? You're a big Swiftie.
I used to be a fan. I don't connect with her anymore now that she. I don't know.
It's funny because I heard she doesn't connect with you either. So it's at least the timing on that, right?
Yeah. Yes, and
that was nice. Well, we wish her the best. But what do you got? Is there some news? Is there some news about her?
Yeah, she went on Travis Kelce's new Heights podcast to announce her new album, and the NFL retweeted it. Right, she got all the so much free PR and publicity, and now every corporate logo has changed their background to glitter and green, which is supposedly her album cover artwork, which she hasn't announced yet, but that's the color palette she's chosen.
We thought about changing our logo too. I mean, we should just follow suit, right?
We did. We already, of course,
we did.
Of course, we did. Yeah, absolutely. It was like as
if Target's doing it, we're doing it.
As soon as I saw Target do it, I was like, we got to do it. Like we just have to be relevant.
That's good.
So
the only thing we don't have are tuck-friendly T-shirts.
But Mom, all my friends jumped off the bridge. It sounds like a good argument.
Yes, and it is.
So, yeah, for sure. So, like, this is.
There we go. I now feel like I'm a part of the
out
troop.
of the way. No.
Well, we kind of saw it though. I like it.
No. Oh well, that didn't work.
Try the Hollywood Squares look. Yeah, that's cool though. I got a glimpse of it. I like it. Nice work.
I'm stuck with the options Restream gives me, unfortunately. So, but the reason I thought it would be fun to just bring up just briefly was because one, I think it's interesting that she's announcing this on pretty much male-dominated podcast, and the NFL's obviously taking advantage of it. I heard a rumor. I just don't know it's true anymore. I doubt it's true, but there's so much AI generated articles right now. But I saw something in my feed that she was going to purchase an ownership share of the Chiefs. Don't know if that's going to happen or not, or if that's true or not. But it's interesting to me. Here's what's I think the fun part is that she's been planning the release of this since her Eras tour. So she's left clues throughout her entire Eras tour about this new album drop. And so that gets the whole internet buzzing and talking about, what's a clue, what's not a clue, what's a distraction. But some of the stuff she has done, like I think it's pretty obvious to confirm, is really meticulous and smart in terms of how she's had at the Eras tour. I haven't watched the Eras tour, just from just letting people know. I haven't watched it, but there's an orange door at every show, and nobody ever went in that door until the last show. She went into the orange door, and now the album is orange colored. And then I think she said like "see you in the next era" or something like that as she went into the door. So just a lot of smart stuff with like dates and time codes and when the time code in which stuff is published. Very QAnon, I will say.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much difference between a Swiftie and a QAnon. In fact, the QAnon people should get the Swifties to do their deciphering, because the Swifties are they're pretty good. Like they figured out that she was going to be on the podcast, and just by the fact that, I mean, they found the exact picture of Taylor Swift that they cut out. Like they fitted. I mean, like they're Taylor Swifties are insane autists. So I think like they absolutely should be working with QAnon. That's my thought.
A little collab.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
Swiftie QAnon
Yeah.
collab. That'd be great.
Swifties need their own conspiracy, and so she gave it to them. She's giving the people what they want.
I want to thank Carrie Ann, who's new to the scene here, for calling out Taylor is the Guinness Book of World Records richest entertainer. Who's this? Who do you think the 42nd richest? No, who do you think the second richest entertainer is? Cedric
the Entertainer, probably.
Oh, really? I was gonna say Carrot Top or Pauly Shore.
I think it's Dre.
Dre's got to be up there.
Because his Beats deal with Apple was like $3 billion deal, right? So he became like super wealthy as a result. He was the first.
He didn't get all those $3 billion.
Wasn't he the first? Was he only the first billionaire rapper or the first billionaire musician?
I don't
when
know.
That Beats deal happened.
I wonder if
it was
the
one
chat
of them.
knows.
Yeah, that's a great
hey, chat,
trivia question.
Who's the second richest entertainer in the world?
Sean just killed my segue.
Oh, did I?
I said that was a great trivia question.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. It's time for Jason's Trivia Lesson.
That fade out was a little less smooth.
There is no fade on that one.
There is no fade out.
Before we dive into this, sorry to hijack this. I apologize in advance, but sometimes I just can't. I was thinking about this morning. I was listening to old 80s and 90s rock and listening to the guitar solo, and I'm thinking, one, how great that is outdated and we don't hear those anymore. But, the guitar solo, think about the last time you just said, gosh, I just really want to hear a guitar solo. I feel like it was this thing that just got forced on us and we pretended that we liked it. But really, when's the last time you begged for a guitar solo?
I do like a good drum solo.
That's different. You're right. I do too.
Yeah. A good drum solo is better than a guitar solo. I feel like the way guitar music pierces through with the highs, every song's a guitar solo. Right? Like,
But isn't it great that the guitar solo somewhere in the late 90s got somebody said
just disappeared.
No.
Yeah.
But you're a musician, Jason. What do you think of that, the guitar solo? Are you happy?
I think it is a respectable art form, and I'm glad that they're not being pushed on me all the time anymore.
Okay, good. Well, I appreciate that intermission. You may continue with your regularly scheduled program.
Okay, so everyone knows that pulp publishing had an enormous influence on movies and television. From swashbuckling Zorro to the hard-boiled detectives of Hammett and Chandler that shaped TV crime dramas to this day, to space operas like Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers, fueled by rocket ships and cliffhangers, cheap pulp novels and comics have captured the imagination of 5 generations and counting. The question is, what was the very first pulp novel put to screen?
I didn't even know there was a term called space opera. I learned another new thing. See, that's what's so great about your segment. That was an unintentional lesson.
It was, and I've been really wanting Lore to have a puppet space opera for a long time.
Funding
awesome.
now.
Puppet space opera.
That's good.
You could just call it puppet space opera. I don't even think you even need a name.
No,
So
that it sells itself.
it does.
It does. You don't even need a
So
deck.
what was the very first pulp novel put to screen? That is the question.
What is a pulp novel?
Yeah, that's another good question.
It's the inexpensive like adventure stories that you get at grocery stores, and so it's So like that's where the Western genre kind of blew up. Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon, were space sci-fi pulp novels.
Yeah.
Like L. Ron Hubbard was an early, right? He would have been an early pulp.
He would have fallen into that category early on before he decided that starting a cult was more lucrative.
Yeah, cults are more lucrative.
He wasn't wrong.
No, he wasn't.
From pulp to cult. I like it. It's another screenplay idea for you with puppets, and it's a musical.
Yeah, so
a Scientology puppet play.
Scientology.
The history of Scientology from what we said, from pulp to cult.
Yeah,
from pulp by puppets.
Puppets.
I want it.
It sounds like it should already be made by the. I don't know.
Go get me that, Sean.
The subline is strings attached.
That's amazing. I want it.
It's sold. It's sold. We're gonna get options. There's gonna be a bidding war.
It sells itself for sure.
It does.
It's phenomenal.
So, Carrie Ann guesses Snow White. That's a good guess. It's not quite right, but yes. Chris says, didn't South Park do that episode? And yes, there was. They did an episode like that. It was very funny. That was the one where they kept telling Tom Cruise.
Can we do a single episode without referencing South Park? That's impossible.
No, because it's an official segment of this podcast.
Yeah. No, that was the famous episode where they kept telling Tom Cruise to just come out of the closet.
Yes, and Chef later supposedly resigned after that episode. However, I found out from his son recently, I read an article, his son said he was sick and had other people communicating for him and canceled his contract on his behalf without his approval.
Oh. Can I go off script for a second?
Yes.
That's good to know there's a script. Somebody should have sent it to me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you didn't see it? You didn't see? Oh, no, I forgot to mail it.
No wonder I keep getting it wrong.
No. I transposed your zip code. That's why. Sorry. No, I was just thinking about, I don't know if you guys get this, but every now and then I get these feeds and their interviews of Tom Cruise talking about the craft of acting. Have these show up in any of your feeds?
No.
On Instagram?
No, I get all puppies and butterflies.
Oh man, well you're lucky. I don't know if anyone else gets these. I don't know why I get them because I don't follow Tom Cruise. I don't follow acting, but it's gonna not matter now that if I talk about it. But basically, if you ever see him, I have never seen or met someone who takes himself so seriously. He takes himself really seriously to the point where it's like, wow, are you okay, buddy? You just look him up. Just go look like Tom Cruise on acting and the craft, and it's like he's really into it. So
one of my favorites is when people edit together Tom Cruise running and like for 5 minutes, and it's like he's sprinting someplace for 5 minutes, and it's amazing.
I want to see that.
That's the whole thing. It's just Tom Cruise running.
I love that.
Those crack me up.
DDT, Jason
Yes.
DDT Farley.
I learned it from Jake the Snake Roberts.
What do you have any hints for us for the trivia before we move on to the next live segment?
Well, it's a well-known IP, and it and I think it became so famous, people forget that it started as a pulp novel. That's the hint.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, I'm stumped. I don't even have a guess. This is
I
outside
don't
of my
either.
league. Yeah. What about Carrie Ann or Victor or Chris?
Yeah, Carrie Ann guessed Snow White's a good guess, but it's not. That's not what it is. But that's a respectable guess. I like Victor's Dianetics, the movie. That's a deep Scientology reference.
That is deep.
Not the right answer to the trivia question, although that might not have been a guess. It might have been a joke. But either way, I like it.
I like it, Dianetics. I always thought that was such a weird name.
So, Sean, do you want to bring? I'm going to pull up the article. Do you want to bring up big news in the UFC?
News. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure everybody already knows it. Next to the fact that Taylor Swift has a new album coming out, but looks like Dana White of UFC fame is in talks with the White House about putting the Octagon on the South Lawn. Lawn and order. Little from the Pentagon to the Octagon. Just whatever other funny things we could say about this. This sounds like part of a script for Mike Judge's Idiocracy 2. But the more I think about it, the more I love the idea. I think it's a great idea. And I don't know. Did you guys read the article? Did you get the details?
I did. So I got it pulled up. Dana White says UFC will host first ever White House fight on July 4th. It's definitely going to happen. The Ultimate Fighting Championship will stage a historical fight at the White House on July 4th, 2026, marking America's 250th birthday with what would be the first professional mixed martial arts event ever held at the presidential residence. So big news there. Do you think who do you think is going to fight for that, though? That's like the biggest event of all time for UFC, I would think.
I think it's going to be Pete Buttigieg and Adam Schiff.
See, I was thinking it was going to be Mrs. Obama and Mrs. Clinton, but
that's cute. I like that.
Fight of the First Ladies.
Like, wow.
So you mean Mr. Obama and Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, there probably hasn't been a fight in the White House like this since
they left.
Since the Clintons moved out.
So,
oh my goodness. That's well, okay. This is interesting. This is just coming off the heels of Paramount doing a $7.7 billion licensing.
$7.7 billion.
Yeah, which they should have just made it $8 billion to really work into the Octagon theme. But
yeah,
just a side note.
They probably tried.
They probably tried. They're like, just let's get
UFC probably tried. Paramount
let's get it up to $8 million.
Down. Yeah, right.
But I think it's funny that so Colbert gets fired. They pay Paramount pays $7.7 billion, and now they're getting their big show on the lawn.
And they just paid $1.5 billion for South Park too.
That's right. That's a lot. They're getting up there.
That's for 2 franchises.
Who do you? I don't know.
They're going to run out of money.
I don't know.
What?
Yeah,
I don't know. Seems like they're going to run out of money.
You can only do that so much.
Yeah.
Well, what's amazing about that? You know how much Paramount lost last year? Take a guess. How much they lost last year, 2024?
$10 billion.
Close. $6.19 billion. Can you imagine losing that? It's mind-boggling.
To lose that much money and then go and spend double that on new IP, they're like, that'll solve our problem. Just spend more money.
Yeah.
That's streaming economics, though. Like on a whole scale, it's just the more money we spend, the better our chances.
That should qualify for Hotep's Grifties Award. That's definitely a candidate. We should call him.
Grifting over here or grifting over there.
Yeah,
hands in the air.
I think hosting the UFC on the White House lawn is incredible. I think it's a great idea. It's a great move. It's a big move. It really I mean, just the branding of that is it just defines the UFC as an American sport. You know, it's like you would think a baseball game on the White House lawn would be the thing, and it's UFC. I think it shows really that uh, a lot of people look at it and go, "Oh, that's crazy," but I don't think they really understand how big the UFC is and like how big of a deal uh, 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 that is. And also, of course, I mean, obviously, like Trump has a lot to do with it because he basically saved Dana White and the UFC from bankruptcy years ago by letting them perform uh, in his one of his casinos, I think. Uh, and that's where they really took off, was once they were allowed to do that. So I think Dana White forever is indebted to Trump for allowing that to happen. So it just makes sense that they go and do this White House thing. I think a lot of people are going to watch that, but I just wonder, because I mean, maybe this is just me because I don't really follow UFC that much. It's like I don't know if the UFC has a talent, and UFC fans might disagree with me, but I don't think UFC fans have a talent that's as big enough to fill that stage yet. That like that's my only thing. If it was like WWE, like you could easily point to The Rock. You could have used Hogan before he died. These are all like big name, like movie stars almost, right at that level. But I wonder, and it's just me. I just don't know. Like, who are the big UFC fighters? Victor Victor says, uh, uh, Gina Carano should come back.
I agree with
So,
that. Now that she's got probably got
especially
a
after her court win.
she's got a fistful of cash and she's ready to just
Allegedly, we don't know the details.
Yeah,
of it.
that's right. Allegedly. Sorry, we got to make sure our attorneys are listening. Allegedly.
I wonder if it was probably a lot lesser cash and more development deal.
Yeah, well, she is. Yeah, that is part of the deal that I heard, is that she does get back in the loop to do projects.
Would you really want to, though?
No, I wouldn't. I would not.
You know, that's like you sue your boss, and then you get your job back, and it's like that first Monday is really awkward, right?
You have
like
to go sit across the hall from him.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? If it's a bag of loot, maybe
Yeah. Oh, she's good in the bag. That's for sure. Like how she's.
Yeah.
However she's getting it. She definitely is, and so.
Yeah. But that would be good to have her on the card.
My guess. This is my guess. So I don't know what's going to happen, but if I had to guess, she is going to be in Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp.
Where is that coming from?
Because I just read that they're bringing back Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp, and Bruckheimer's working with Johnny Depp right now to figure out how it makes sense to bring him back in the script. And I thought, well, Gina Carano would be really great at that too. You could have two canceled actors in one movie. It'd be pretty huge. That'd be a pretty big deal.
Oh, I'm coming up with a fight card here. Oh wait, where'd she go?
I am torn about the Octagon on the White House lawn.
Okay.
For two reasons. Well, I've got two. There's two. I'm conflicted because on the one hand, if you're Dana White, you say, yes, absolutely. Let's do this. I'm in, because I'll probably watch it if I'm totally honest. And I don't watch that much UFC.
Do you think it is, even if it was pay-per-view, would you watch it?
It's probably, I'd probably get some guys together and split it, something like that.
Okay. So it was like $79.95. You'd just get a few buddies and split it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on the other hand, I don't really want UFC fights on the Capitol building of my country. It reminds me too much of the downfall of the Roman Empire and the bread and circuses and of the.
Hey, that is an extremely valid point.
Yeah,
it's got a really valid point.
I'm torn because you look at it from the two different sides, and I think, that shouldn't ever. I really don't think that should be happening. Right. And then I go, but if you're the UFC, this is a huge win. so
You're really
I can see it from both sides. But I would rather not have fights on the at my Capitol building, just in terms of political decorum and such. But
So
Look,
for
man,
a guy
I'm
like
telling
me,
you, man, we're back. We went from January 6th to UFC fights on the lawn. Like, we're back. Like that.
oh my gosh.
no, I'm not saying it's not something that's distinctly American, right? That's about the most American thing I can think of.
Fighting on government property? Yeah, 100%.
Fighting on government property.
Yeah.
So just for those of us that flunked middle school, just give the audience a quick recap of I wanted the Roman Empire and the games, and like just connect the dots there. Just summarize.
Yeah. So as the Roman Empire, the Roman Empire kind of reached its peak and had a lot of people that still believed in it, and but then what happened is it overextended itself, and it couldn't really afford the what was going on the edges anymore. It started losing battles, and people stopped believing in it because soldiers from the edges would come back and tell stories, and they'd say, wait, are we really the good guys? And so what they did was they started paying slaves to fight one another in town, and bringing everybody together to distract them away from the fact that the Roman Empire had overextended itself. And what happens when people are in an empire that stops believing in its own, that it should exist, they get really gay. And so the Roman Empire got really gay, and then it started having fights back home to distract people. And so when the people,
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, the tribesmen happens to every empire, right? It happened to the British Empire.
Yeah, that's empire with an E, right?
Empire with an E. Yeah, when an empire stops believing in its own righteousness as an empire, people start getting really gay, and and so you had when the Vandals show up, they come in to sack Rome, and literally nobody would leave the fight, the gladiatorial games, to defend Rome. And so they came in and sacked Rome without any opposition because everybody was at the fight for the day, but the slave fight.
Don't give people ideas, man.
Wow.
Stop giving people ideas.
So I look at this and I go, oh, this kind of sounds a little too echoey of the Roman Empire's demise.
Yeah, that's terrifying. And now I'm against the UFC fight. Thanks, Jason.
Wow, I learned a lot.
But it's a huge win for Dana White. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm the UFC promoter, I'm all in. But as an American,
it's like the Coliseum promoter.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Of course
the Coliseum promoter has a good gig. And I don't want to hold that against him. But
wow,
it's also not a great sign in my mind.
You make a great history professor. I wish I would have had you as a professor in all those history classes. That was awesome.
The problem is you can't say then people got real gay on the university campus.
You meant happy, right? You meant happy. They got too
happy.
Yeah, they
super happy.
Yeah, and then you use the F word, and it was like you were just talking about cigarettes that they were smoking in the UK.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. So that's how you spin it. Marcus, I think your mic might be a tiny bit low because I really want to hear you, but I think it's quiet.
Yeah. Better?
Okay. Yeah, that is better. That's way better.
I can turn it up. I can turn it up.
Well, thank you for that lesson. That is just, I just want to, I think this podcast should just be you giving us history lessons. I really like it.
Any sort of lesson. Any sort of lesson is really great.
Trivia lesson. Yeah. So, okay, well, we really kind of rounded the octagon on that one. So now we're kind of rethinking our enthusiasm for this, but this is interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on at the 250.
I just want to say it's interesting that all the violence in DC that's causing it to be federalized, but we're bringing the Octagon into fight.
The problem isn't the violence; it's that we're not monetizing the violence.
That's the key.
Monetize the violence.
Profit from the violence is totally okay. Yeah, yeah.
and it's okay. Yeah.
Monetize the violence. Wow, that is deep.
So-
That is deep. I won't go into details, but I was in Washington D.C. with y'all last week, and
We
about
were.
yeah,
Had a
about
great
4
time, by
hours.
the way. Phenomenal time.
So good. It was so good. I'm not going to tell my story because I don't want to insult the mayor or what people think of that beautiful city. But let me just say, either no karate, have a concealed weapon permit, or run fast. Those are my pieces of advice if you're going to walk the streets of DC.
Yeah.
Because you won't. There was no law enforcement.
I've been
To be seen.
studying at Cobra Kai, so I'll be good.
Yeah, I'm more of a.
Oh no, wait! I've
Muay
just
Thai
been
guy.
watching Cobra Kai. That's
Oh,
a
God,
different thing.
Watching Cobra Kai. That's pretty awesome. So, do we have other segments? What else is on the script today? Or are we really done with this UFC story?
We kind of went through it a lot faster than we thought we were, even with
I
the
know.
trivia lesson. So
Well, I think that once Jason revealed to us that
you do have some mail though for us.
I do have mail, but the thing that's different about this week's mail is this is all AI generated. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to judge whether our AI generated mail is better than our actual real mail.
I like this.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
is good.
I'm
This
ready.
sounds fun.
Yeah, this is fun. So this is and the segment is now called Uncertified Mail. I'm just workshopping it. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, so hold on. I got to put my. These aren't just to make me look smarter. Dear FolkLOOR, if we're doing UFC fights at the White House, where does it end? Will the State of the Union have undercard bouts? Will the Easter egg roll be replaced by a steel cage bunny battle? I say bring it on. The founding fathers would approve. Nothing says checks and balances like a spinning back kick. Still politically bruised. Gus from Gainesville.
Is that AI generated or a
Yeah,
real
that's
one?
AI generated.
Okay.
Yeah, that's AI.
I didn't know if we
generated.
were guessing.
No, we're not really guessing because that would have been a better segment idea. To be honest. Thanks for calling that out. Sean, the cardboard box is in the office. Please escort with the security.
I think Victor was
your time
watching
here at the
Superman
company.
this week. I think
Whoa, where did
Victor saw
Sean go?
Superman
Who's
this
that?
week. He because you put glasses on and he didn't recognize you.
You know my middle name's Clark, by the way, and that's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes so much sense.
Yep. There you go. I won't tell you what my kryptonite is. It's actually Stelfer's macaroni and cheese, but that's all I'm going to say. Okay, so this is also AI generated. And for those of you that aren't up to speed, AI stands for artificial intelligence. So this one is more of a conspiratorial angle. This is the subject line in this email is Octagon is a Stargate. Dear FolkLOOR, open your eyes, sheeple. The UFC cage fight on the South Lawn is not a sporting event. It's a ritual. Those 8 sides, that's a Stargate to the secret underground city where presidents have been training in jiu-jitsu since the Nixon administration. Paramount dropping almost $8 billion on UFC, that's just cover for installing Colbert as the new Grand Master of the Pentagon's Fight Council after they fired him. Trump settlement, payment in gold-plated mouth guards. And don't think I didn't notice Lord TV's visit coinciding with the sudden drop in DC crime, according to their crime reporter. Classic distraction while they align the cage for the coming eclipse. Yours eternal, Major R. Tinfoil retired.
I would believe it if Taylor Swift comes out of the Octagon, then I think that's probably true.
Well, it's funny you say Taylor Swift because our last AI generated letter, again, this is not NI. All the previous ones were NI. This is AI. NI is natural intelligence. Excuse me. Dear FolkLOOR, have you noticed that Taylor Swift's entire Eras Tour color scheme has shifted towards orange? Not a coincidence. The UFC Southlawn fight is the grand finale for her secret Octagon era tour. Paramount's $7.7 billion UFC deal funded with covert merch sales from the Orange is the New Black Belt hoodie. Dana White and the president are just front row Swifties pretending they're there for the cage match. Ooh, that's an interesting twist. I fully expect Mark Barnett's White Housewives of DC to feature an orange room confessional booth where Muriel Bowser still tries to figure out what a housewife is. Always connecting the hues. Carla in Coral Gables, Florida.
Maybe the orange is a QAnon code for Trump, and Taylor and
orange.
Trump are working together for some 4D interdimensional chess.
That's almost 5
4D interdimensional chess. That's like a whole nother layer.
That's right.
I'm gonna gauge from the lack of your laughter during these AI generated letters that this will be the first and last time we use artificial intelligence to generate our fan letters.
Orange is the new black belt is a good line, but other than that, I don't think AI knows how to do comedy.
I think what I just heard was job security. Thanks, guys. You fell right in my trap.
For now. Wait till GPT-7.
Yeah, orange is the new black belt. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
It's not great. It was low hanging fruit.
Low hanging fruit.
Low hanging orange.
Yeah. Low hanging oranges.
Yeah. But seriously, I am King Ginger, which is a reference to your hair color, which is orange.
Yeah.
Ish. What is the orange tie-in? Let's go deep on that. What's Taylor getting at there? There's got to be a reason. Everything's symbolic.
Maybe it's referencing that Kelsey is going to be traded to the Browns. Their color is kind of an orange color, or the Bengals.
Or the Bengals.
Or the Bengals.
It could also be in support of Northern Ireland over against.
It could be. This is just me, tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
I'm still going down the Trump angle. And the reason is because she now owns the rights away from Soros now. So she bought him back. She owns all her music. She's not tied to leftist politics anymore. Maybe there is something working out under the scenes, behind the scenes.
That's deep level QAnon.
Man, can we shake
you guys know that the Scooter Braun story, Soros, they came in, they bought her masters, and she posted it on Insta. Like, you can still find it on if you search Taylor Swift George Soros. She posted on Instagram that Soros took her music.
Wait, so Soros was part of Scooter or the company?
Yeah, it was Scooter Braun's. It was with Scooter Braun, and so she, but Swift specifically called out Soros.
Really?
Yeah. You can find the Instagram. So and then immediately after that, she just went crazy leftist everything. So,
I'm gonna try to like her. I've given her a bad time, but I've got some people in my life that really like her, so I'm trying to ease up on old TS a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
She is insanely talented at what she does. She's really good at the storycraft and the marketing and incorporating story into the marketing and stuff. I don't think you can I don't think you could actually do with what she does a typical customer acquisition cost for her marketing. It's way bigger than that.
That'd be a funny question for her. Hey Taylor, what's your current CAC right now?
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if she says, well, I'm going to go on my boyfriend's podcast and I'm going to announce my new album is going to be dropping soon. I don't think there's there's not a way to calculate the value of like what that will do in return, because she's just so much bigger than that. You know, like, I don't think she could have predicted that every company was going to make their logo green glitter with an orange backdrop, right? Like that, like, you know, you were talking about this too, and just the billions of dollars in just free marketing and stuff that she gets for anything she does. It's pretty substantial.
So I got a question for you though. I'm going to just play devil's advocate. Isn't it, when you're that big, almost anything you do is a marketing move. Like she could sneeze and the whole nation would get a cold.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. She is probably the closest we have to a Michael Jackson level of celebrity at this moment in time. I don't think there's anybody as big as her that even comes close. And she is so like when I think of like Michael Jackson celebrity, I think who is someone who, if they performed in the Super Bowl halftime show, doesn't have to sing at all, but can just stand there for 2 minutes and waste valuable ad time, like Michael Jackson did. And I think Taylor Swift is one of them. I think, but I can't think of many more that would be at that level. Although I'm still very, very sign the petition, hardcore pro Weird Al hosting the halftime show. I think that would be one of the best halftime shows of all time.
I didn't see that coming either.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's a lot. Every time they announce who's performing at the halftime show, the comments are just, "Why not Weird Al this year? Like, why not? Like, everybody wants it. Like, really? Like, this is like a real thing." And I think it'd be great. It's family friendly. It would cross all genres of music. It's actually a really great pick. But for
his
a lot
live
of
shows
reasons.
are great.
Yeah, his live shows are supposedly some of the best you can actually go to.
What do you think of
he's playing at Madison Square Garden soon too, by the way.
What do you think of data scientist extraordinaire Chris? Do I pronounce his name Seagroves?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris Seagroves said Elvis. I think hologram Elvis step up from Tupac Coachella hologram. Could you imagine a really well done Elvis hologram, and the Elvis estate would make a ton of money, and I'd like to see that. It'd be weird, but
yeah, it would be.
You're thinking about it. You're thinking about it.
Can you think of any band or artists alive today that would get as big of a reaction as let's say a Taylor Swift or Michael Jackson would? Is there anybody else that's even?
If you could resurrect John Lennon and the other guy, bring the Beatles back. Living artists that could outdo Taylor. So no matter how old they are, like let's just say they could.
Yeah, I'm saying they got 7 minutes at a halftime show. They're solely responsible for filling that halftime show.
Can't think of anybody.
Yeah.
No,
I can't either. Like it seems like it seems.
I can't.
Go ahead.
Who? BTS. The K-pop band.
I don't want that to be true, but it probably is true.
I think it's probably.
I think on a global
only ones though.
Yeah, on a global level, but
on a global scale,
they're not even American football fans, though.
I know.
And American football
that's not
fans
what you
don't
asked.
know who they
I
are.
just.
Chris says Bono.
Bono?
U2 maybe, but I really. I always wonder
do
about
people really like U2, or do they just go to U2 to say they go to U2? Like it seems like more like a status symbol sort of thing. Like I went to a U2 concert, you know.
I feel like that too. It's like the difference between U2 and Taylor is like people are actually listening to Taylor. When's the last time somebody...
I will say Coldplay is pretty hot right now. So
hot
they're in the Twitter feeds as they say.
Okay, what about this? Resurrect somebody who's no longer with us. Who would absolutely be the winner? Think of the last
Nirvana.
Who would I want to see? Or
no, who would be the winner? That's a different trivia question. No, who? Well, who would you want to see? Yes, and sorry, I just broke my improv rule. Who would you like to see, and who do you think would win?
I would like to see Janis Joplin, if I was totally honest.
Wow, I didn't see that coming either.
That's my dream concert of a dead person, or Louis Armstrong, maybe.
Janet,
I was gonna say Louis Armstrong, but I thought it
Were
was
you?
just too niche. Yeah, like Louis Armstrong was like the first one that popped in my mind. Just to hear him do "What a Wonderful World" at the Super Bowl.
As Super Bowl,
Uh,
yeah, that would be amazing.
that would top Michael Jackson's
that's
"We
a
Are the
tough
World."
one. I
Yeah,
forget about
I think you're right. I think
I-
you're right.
I wanted to. Yeah, you might be right on the Jackson because I was starting to go older, but those fans are slipping away. But I was thinking like John Lennon, Frank Sinatra, Elvis. One of those three. But
Yeah, I mean, I think
Sinatra would be. Yeah,
Sinatra would be incredible. That's true. I'd be.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a tough one because you think about younger audiences and I'd be like, Frank, who?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear "I Did It My Way"
Well,
live.
all you would do is you would just have Sinatra come out, and people would be like, "Who is that?" And then Michael Bublé would come out, and then everybody would go, "Oh yeah, okay, get it." And then they would go, "Why does that Sinatra guy sound so much like Michael Bublé?" And then they'd all be mad at Sinatra.
Yeah,
But it would be fun. It would be
Chris
fun.
Seagroves has the deep cut with "Gone Fishing," the Bing Crosby duet. That's a classic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Good call,
nice.
Chris.
That's nice. No, Chris also said Nickelback. I like your humor, Chris. the most made fun of band in the history of rock and roll.
But they're rolling in the dough. So
They are.
You know,
This is such a good question. I kind of want to, let's say we had one of those Silicon Valley podcasts. Jason, I want to double click on your Janis Joplin comment. That's interesting to me. Janis on heroin or off of it during her performance?
was there an off of it?
I don't think so.
I don't think there was.
I don't think so. But why? I want to hear more about that. Tell me more. Tell me more about your Janis thing.
She just was such a great talent. She flamed out so quick. There's so few recordings, even live recordings, that she's one of those artists that I always think, man, I'd love to have seen her live.
Wow. Well, that's okay. I like that. I know my answer actually. You guys, it's so pedestrian. But I'm gonna out myself and embarrass myself. I've got a number 1 and number 2, and they both kind of jockey, but I got to pick a number 1. Do you want to guess first? Number 1 and number 2. Resurrecting an artist for a live show halftime Super Bowl.
Jim Henson.
Rainbow Connection.
God, it'd be huge. Are you kidding me? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Super pedestrian answer, but it would be Bob Marley. 100%.
Okay, I was gonna be really upset. I thought for a moment you were gonna say Freddie Mercury.
No, Bob Marley number 1, The Clash number 2, and it's hard.
Yeah.
If they could maybe just play together, that'd be great.
That would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, Bob Marley would.
I'm gonna call it.
Bring the world together.
I'm gonna call it. I don't think they've announced who the Super Bowl halftime person is going to be yet. So it has to be Taylor Swift. I think at this point, like she's done so much for the NFL. Like it'd be absolutely crazy, especially if she's dropping an album in the fall. It'd be insane for her not to be the performer this year. That's just all I'm saying. If she's not, it's because she was just too expensive. That's the only rational reason. Or she just said no because her husband is in the game. Or not husband. That wasn't an announcement. Her boyfriend's in the game.
Allegedly.
Wait, are we in on the QAnon? Was that a secret announcement?
There's rumors they're already engaged. So
Chris has got some zingers today. He said King David with Striper.
King David.
Wait, is King David wearing the Lycra outfit? That's what I want to know.
Striper. Wait a minute. Has anyone done a Striper documentary?
Not that I know of.
That
would be a good one.
We got to look that up. Striper documentary to-do list. See, I do keep a separate to-do list.
Yeah.
Okay, I should get that done by next Thursday.
Do we have a
Well-
special guest coming on the podcast we want to announce, or we're going to save that?
I won't announce it formally because you just never know until the ink dries on the agreement. We do have potentially a special guest coming next week, and
Okay.
this would be a very, very big name, like globally known name. Every
Yeah,
country,
100%.
everyone will know.
Yeah.
And someone related to someone who was hugely influential, probably to all of us. Maybe I'll just leave it at that as a good tease.
Okay. Now it's good enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
So
but
stay tuned next week. Set your likes and reminders and your bookmarks.
Yeah, it should be a good one. It'll be a very different podcast for us, but it'll be good. I'm excited.
Yeah, subscribe and hit that alert bell for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, Carrie Ann is our special guest this week.
Carrie is our special guest.
Hi, Carrie Ann. Thank you for listening and contributing. We got a lot of content. We got a lot of content from Carrie. Thank you. Thank Carrie Ann. Please come back next week. We need you. We need more like you.
Well, should I answer the?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So we have, let's see. We have. Our question was: it is undeniable, and everybody knows that pulp publishing had an enormous influence on movies and television. The question is, what was the first pulp character to be put on the screen? And our answer is Tarzan, 1917.
We
There
should
was
have
a
guessed
Tarzan movie.
Wow.
1917.
1970. It was that early. Tarzan was such a famous character, even though he was just sold in the grocery stores. And we think of Edgar Rice Burroughs as like a highfalutin author now, but he was just sold in the grocery store, 10-cent novels, yeah, good stuff.
I was gonna say it was a Western.
That would have been a good guess
I
because a
would've
lot
been
of the
really wrong.
Westerns grew out of that pulp
So
fiction.
when was the Tarzan
1917.
on the radio?
No, a movie. They made a silent movie
Oh,
about Tarzan.
Yeah. Hey, that would be an interesting one to bring back, but really have like a really good writer and do it right. Like, wouldn't it?
It would be. I mean, I think it's a pretty great.
is
it's a
Tarzan
pretty great
public
character.
IP?
It's a good question. We'll have to ask Jason, our IP expert.
I'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
Well, it's
It is a good
1917. It kind of has to be, right?
Well, and it depends on if they ever re-upped. But
Yeah.
But it's
Tarzan.
1970. If even if they did re-up, it would have been 2022 that it had to become IP, at least certain versions of it. So
Yeah. Chris says a silent Tarzan movie would be disappointing. How do you get his famous call?
ASL. It's all ASL. I don't know. That's a good question.
well, it probably would have been an instrument, in the music. They would have done
oboe.
a trumpet,
It was an
or something,
oboe.
an oboe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carol Burnett was still 40 years off, I think. So,
By the way, trivia question: what high school did Carol Burnett go to? First person to answer gets a free Allure TV sticker.
What?
What
Wait,
high
what?
school did
High
what
school?
high school did Carol Burnett attend? You get a free sticker. I know you
Is
do
there a high
foodie.
school called
Is
LA
it-
High School?
is it the one you went to, Sean?
You just got to answer the question.
I don't know. I have no idea.
And I would
Hollywood
include all
High.
of our listeners, but I ran out of stamps, so it's got to just be you two. It's Hollywood
No
High.
idea.
That's it. Hollywood High.
Ah, Victor.
Is it really Hollywood High?
Hollywood High.
Victor got it
Victor
right.
Got it.
Victor gets a sticker.
Victor. You know how to get a hold of
Gold
us. Let me
star
know
from
your address.
Victor.
Victor, I'm being serious. You let it. Tell us. I'll get your address. It's on a contract somewhere, I'm sure. I gotta.
Man, the chat is on fire today, guys.
It
on
is.
fire.
Thank you, chat, man. You guys are cooking. Really great show.
Bazinga.
So, do we want to see what our band cooked up for us today?
Yeah.
That would be great.
There's a lot of talk about Taylor. I wonder if it inspired him.
Oh,
What a missed opportunity that would be.
It would be. Let's find out. I haven't listened to it yet. So, Sticker Victor, the new nickname. I love it.
Sticker Victor. Okay, send Victor sticker.
It's called Urban Jungle Dreams.
Swifty's not the voice, is sharp and lean. Sports talk echoes through the caffeine. On the subway bus, they float unseen. A headphone on me, chasing dreams. Tarzan swings
Nice.
past the neon
Nice.
glow.
Nice stuff.
Concrete vines where the wild things grow.
Get ready for it.
Oh, the jungle hums tonight. City beats in pale moonlight. An octagon on the Whitehouse lawn, where the strange and the bold are drawn.
And they
Can I make
nailed
a
the
comment
sound.
right now? You know what is wild about this song? Anyone look up the band Churches? It sounds exactly like Churches. The Mother We Share. Look up the Mother We Share by Churches. It's crazy. Right.
He's swinging high above the mess. Tarzan's laughter breaks the stress. Ropes of steel and skies of chrome. He's found his place.
You know what I like about this song? Jason DDT Farley.
What's that?
Take a guess.
The drum beat.
No guitar solo.
No guitar solo. Should have seen that
Makes
coming.
this song great. That's why I love our band. We usually
Yeah.
don't do guitar solo.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's a great point.
Although we'll see next week, they might just.
Well, everybody, it's been a wild
All right,
ride.
everybody.
Make sure to
Yeah,
go to
all right, everybody.
FolkLOOR.tv, right?
Yeah, be sure to go to lore.tv, subscribe, support indie artists, fund movies and TV shows and entertainment that you actually want to see with your own money. And so thanks everybody for joining us. And again, we'll see you next week with a really